Встречайте, Брюс Портер. Welcome, Bruce. Here you have the support for your computer.
I think we are live in Kiev. What an awesome place. I'll tell you what, I've been to a lot of places in the world, and Kiev is so beautiful. I can't wait to spend even a couple of more days here and have a great time and get to know everybody a lot more. We just returned from Moscow. We had a great event in Moscow. Moscow was also very beautiful. We had a great time. My name is Bruce Porter. I'm the CEO of GlobalBoost. I'm going to talk today about investing in blockchain. I'm going to talk about using it for philanthropic measures and the responsibility that we all have to use our gains and to use our knowledge and to use our skills to help people that are less fortunate than us. GlobalBoost has a stated mission to help disabled veterans, and so that's how we started it, and of course that's how we move forward. This week, I've gotten to hang out with a lot of the people that are involved in blockchain. And this is my contact information over here, Telegram user Bruce Porter, my Twitter networks manager, and of course 2 of my websites right up here, okay? So please follow and contact me. It's amazing how blockchain space has changed over the last few years. When you talk about investing in blockchain, you know, right now everyone's like, oh, the ICOs, and it's this and it's that, and it's not all about the ICOs. Of course, these are wonderful things, and you know, Ethereum has definitely proven this is a great business model. But if you're talking about investing in blockchain, that's not all you want to do. You want to look at what other blockchains are out there and what has been around and is still here. Something like 90-something% of the blockchain or the ICOs from last year aren't even around anymore, and so you have to keep that in mind. So you take a blockchain like GlobalBoost. We'll be 4 years old in October. We're still around. We developed the use of a new hashing algorithm called Yesscript, which is actually from a famous Russian security specialist who goes by the name of Solar Designer. So it does a lot of great things. I'll get into that in a little bit. But if you're looking for something that, like I said, you want to diversify, and if you're looking for something like if you bought GlobalBoost a year ago, it's increased in value tenfold, and that's going to happen again. And it'll continue to happen in a shorter and shorter time span. Now, in the weeks leading up to today, I got to reach out to a lot of different people because I wanted to get my, feel the pulse of the network. And it was funny talking to everybody because I'm like a dinosaur, I mean, how long have you been in blockchain? Oh, I've been in blockchain for 6 months, or I've been in blockchain a year. Now, in one respect, that's absolutely fantastic, okay? Because we're bringing more people in. We're making blockchain more accepted. There's events like this where I'm coming, to Kiev and to Moscow, and we're introducing people, and of course that makes everything better for everybody. But it is funny. So we were also talking about how we used to pay developers in bitcoins. So we would pay maybe 5 or 6 bitcoins for some certain code or this and that, and you look back and you go, oh my gosh, the run-up of Bitcoin and the price that it is now, and was even a few months ago, and how much we were paying them. It's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars that we were paying these developers to do a little bit of work, Now, we have, with GlobalBoost and with the Yesscript code that we developed, there's now 9 different coins that are using the Yesscript. Now, the Yesscript code that we developed is important for a few things. One, it makes GPU mining and ASIC mining not have so much of an advantage. So if you have a big ASIC or GPU miner, you probably don't want to put it on GlobalBoost. You're not going to get that much of an advantage over a good CPU computer. So that helps with the decentralization of the coin. You may have a lot of people with a little bit of it, and you can mine it with the Android or PC. And the Android mining I'll get into a little bit, but that's pretty cool. So when investing, you want to look at who has brought new technology into the space. So we, of course, we're the first Yesscript coin. Myriad is another one of my favorite coins. It's very undervalued, guys, and it's going to continue to go up. They have a great community. They have great developers. They were the first coin, first blockchain to use multi-algorithm. So Yesscript is one of the algorithms that they use, and they also use a variety of other ones, and you can use your big rig or whatever you want to mine that blockchain, and they aren't going anywhere, guys, and I think it's under a penny right now. It's fantastic, and as I said, they're a really, really good buy. And then you have another one, Unitas. Unitas is, their whole theme and everything is to unite the crypto community, and they've done a really good job of it. So they were the first to come up with merge mining. And I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with merge mining. So this, guys, merge mining is huge. It's really the way of the future, and it's a way for a lot of these smaller blockchains to participate and for everybody to know. So Unitas starts this, and you can mine. They also are doing multi-algorithm. So what happens is you have a profit-switching multi-pool and or merge mining, and so they'll have 4 or 5 different Yesscript coins and 4 or 5 different other coins, and it just mines whatever's the most profitable, and you can get paid in whatever currency you want, or you can get paid in Bitcoin, and there's no exchange necessary. So you can take your Android, you can go to Google Play, download the Neon miner, and set that bad boy up, and it mines away, and you can make Bitcoin. And so when people talk about mining Bitcoin with the Android, you can do that. And I'm sure all of us have an Android or two laying around. So I keep mine, mining away, and it just works off in the side, and it's fine. So let's see here. Like I said, there's 9, and that's growing fast. So in the last 6 months, there have been 5 new blockchains that started using Yesscript. And I expect that to continue because, of course, it does help with the decentralization. So in general, when you're looking at what to invest in, you want to consider a few things. Number 1, is the blockchain an actual company? Is there some type of formation? Is there a team? Is there an organized structure? Do they have a product? So if there's no product and there's just a blockchain, or if it's just a concept or something, I'm not saying no, but you really want to consider that and keep it in mind. And is the company responsive to questions? Are the people available? Are they active on social media? Do they post? Do they respond? Is their leader an influencer? Are they a known person? One thing that has definitely helped and brought us along and kept us around for 4 years is I'm a very public person. You can see on my Twitter I have quite a few followers. I'm in Washington, D.C., so one of the things I'm here to do really is find some good partners to set an exchange. I can do all the regulation. I can do everything for that. It'll be about $500,000. But moving forward in the United States, all these exchanges that are operating are probably in the next year or two going to be shut down, or they're going to have to go through that regulation process and register in all the different states in order to work. And there's only a few of them right now that are doing that, and so it's a huge opportunity. So as I was mentioning, we have like an ecosystem. So that's another thing you can look at if you're going to invest in blockchain. What partners does the company have? Do they have other people that are bringing products or technology or code to the market? So, of course, you have GlobalBoost. We have a mission to help wounded veterans. The Neon miner was not even developed by us. It was developed by some other people. Of course, it's available on Google Play, which is absolutely fantastic. We are available on some exchanges, Richtopia, BlueTrade, YoBit, and of course we have our, as I call them, sister coins, Myriad and Unitas. And Zpool is the one, and I didn't have a logo for Hash Refinery, but hashrefinery.com is another one. And these are the merge mining pools I was telling you about, and you can just mine whatever the Yesscript is most profitable with your computer or your Android phone and get paid in Bitcoin, and it automatically exchanges it for you, and it's really a fantastic thing. All of these companies are, besides maybe the exchanges, these are all bringing something new to the crypto scene, something new to the blockchain scene, and that's really important. What type of partners they have. No matter where in the world folks are, you can easily enter the blockchain space with GlobalBoost, Myriad, and Unitas. It doesn't matter, you can be in the middle of Africa or something or wherever, and no mining rigs in sight, and as long as you have an Android phone and an internet connection, you're going to be able to participate in the global Bitcoin revolution. So now, some of the, as I talk about products, does the company have products? So some of the things that we've developed, and this is our stuff that you're going to want to look at, like what has the company developed? Is it just, a thought or this and that? I can tell you we put a lot of work into developing these types of things, but people can do it, and it takes money and it takes time, and we're bringing something, and you can purchase things and use your Boosty, your GlobalBoost BSTY to purchase phone numbers and anything. But we have a multi-post app, and it's on the Google Play. I'm actually updating it. I was hoping to have it updated today, so maybe that'll be totally as I see it in the coming days. But we have a multi-post from the website, and we use vk.com, Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook, and you can set time posts. So if you look at my Twitter, you'll see I have over 100,000 followers. The way you get 100,000 followers, someone asked me, they said, hey, Bruce, I've had my Twitter account just as long as you have, but I have 3,000 followers, and you have 100,000 or whatever I was at that point. And I looked, people tweet me all the time. Sometimes I respond, and sometimes I don't. But I looked, and I said, well, during that time, you tweeted 5,000 times, and I tweeted 130,000 times. So you want to get your message out there. And you want to be, I often say I'm a shameless promoter. So I do like trade show staffing, and we staff trade show models and stuff like that. And I am known as a shameless promoter in DC, it is for sure. But you want to put it out there. So with our tool, you can set your post for the day or the week or whatever you want, and you can set them off, and they put them out. And then it also goes onto a page, which I'll show you a little later. And it's its own social network using hashtags and everything else. So you keep all your content in one place. And if something happens to your Twitter account or your Facebook account or anything like that, you can still have all your content there on the GlobalBoost network. Buying local long distance or local and toll-free phone numbers. So if you want to do business, now it may not be so important these days with the Telegram and everything else, but if you're going to call businesses, if you want to do business in Washington, or you want to do business in Moscow, or you want to do business in some place in Europe, you get yourself a local phone number. It's $6 a month. You can pay in Boosty. Okay, and I think I keep I always give you more for your Boosty than the exchanges. And you can buy your number, and then right from the platform or the app, you can make the calls, just like Skype. And you can make the calls, you can send the SMS messages, and use the platform that way. So it's a very powerful tool. And all you have to do is mine the GlobalBoost or buy some of it on there. And I think if with the exchange rate, the $6 is more like $3 a month. And so that's what some of the stuff that we have brought there. Okay, this is what the social tool backend looks like. And you can see the 4 APIs that we're using here. The vk.com I know is more popular over here, not so much in the States. But I always wanted to work with everybody from everywhere. And of course, Yesscript is designed by a Russian security specialist. And I guess I just knew that it was going to really blow up over here and in this area. So I was always very confident of that. You can see you have the publish button right over here. You have your GlobalBoost wall, which is just like a wall that posts everything. And you have your profile, and you can make your calls and everything else. If you look at my Twitter account, you can see I posted that earlier. You can see I set the time right here. And then this is a blog portion. And you can put the blog, whatever you want, on there. And it, of course, publishes out there. And you can have a unique link and link right to it and put it out there. It's a really powerful tool. And you can see here I selected 4 different accounts. I can put a logo. I can do whatever I want. I can put a text on the picture if I want. It's a little meme generator. So if you want to put your phone number on there or whatnot. Now, the reason I'm really showing this to everybody, because I know it's investing in blockchain, but these are the types of things that blockchains can do to make themselves more valuable. And then, of course, you have to get the word out so that everybody knows. But there's not many or any blockchains that are bringing this stuff to the market and using the blockchain space to enable you guys to use it. And this is the social feed page. Okay, you can see just some posts that I've made here, and I am using the hashtags. So the pound is, of course, enabled, and you can search. So if you hit the pound, just like Twitter or Facebook, and the $sign. And it's a very powerful tool. So now, this is just our payment gateway. So if you wanted to buy, and I'll just go kind of through this very quickly. We can forward the calls. So if you bought a number, a local number in Milan, and you wanted it to forward to your phone, then you just set up the forward calls. You can leave a voicemail on there if you want, and work with it like that. If you want to purchase more time or whatever. Really easy payment gateway, guys. Everybody gets, kind of over the top about the payment gateways. Guys, just decentralized is best, okay? Keep it simple, right? Keep it simple, stupid, they say. All right, send me the coin, give me the TX number, and then we have a couple of other things in there, but that's basically the way it works. And then you'll be credited the money, and you can use it to call or send SMS or whatever you want to do. And this is just showing you, how it's working. So if you want a 202 number, and then I had 555 up there, which just brought me a couple of 5s, and you can choose what kind of number you want. So if you want a bunch of zeros in there or whatever the case is, you can do that. And it's simple. For $6 a month, you can have 7 or 8 numbers if you want to, especially if you're paying in BSTY, because this is about half the price, and be operating globally in no time. This is the SMS gateway, and you can just send out the SMS. You can send group SMS, and you can receive them. And there's also a chat feature, a live chat. And if you're chatting with somebody that has a GlobalBoost and has their forward set up, you can just click send as an SMS and in your chat, and it'll automatically forward to their phone number. Again, so we have conference and we have regular calls. So you can see I selected group call up here, and you can call anywhere in the world. It has a great connection. My servers are fantastic. I got a great tech team too, helping out with that and making it happen. So these are very powerful tools, and again, that's what you want to think about when you're investing in blockchain. You want to make sure that the company is doing something other than just trying to make $1 million. It's great to make $1 million, but it's important to move things forward and do the right thing. All right. This is from our mobile app, and this is the Neon miner. Okay, and it's just basically what you see on the on the website. You have your wall, the block explorer, the wallet links, everything like that. And then this is the Neon miner. Has anybody ever used an Android to mine before? All right, so it's one of those things, guys. It's like having a miner at your house and not using it. Like, you might as well use it. And people will say, oh, well, it's not profitable. Well, guess what, guys? Usually mining is not profitable when you do it. You mine, and it becomes profitable, hopefully, a year later, or 6 months later, or 2 years later. I mean, a lot of us are in Bitcoin sub $100. I remember when Bitcoin hit $400, and I said to myself, oh, that's it. I'm going to stop buying. It's just too much. You know, $400, right? And you look at it now, and it's like, oh my gosh. Now, of course, I threw in the towel and started buying again a little later, but yeah, $400. Oh yeah. So so mine the coins, mine them. It doesn't matter what blockchain. Pick an established blockchain and mine the blockchain, guys. There's no reason not to do it. And that's how the whole ecosystem works. So GlobalBoost is, of course, my company, and we have a philanthropic mission to help wounded veterans. I don't know if you can see, I have some blinded veterans walking around here. If you see them, say hi. They're wearing some blind hockey Kiev jerseys. I actually see them right over here in the back. What's up, guys? They came all the way from LA and all the way from Washington. I flew them in here. We're going to play some blind hockey tomorrow and the next day, and introduce blind hockey to the Ukraine. And I know you guys have a lot of injured veterans and whatnot, and we really want to help you guys out. And we may come back in another month and do a big tri-blind event. We'll see. We're definitely talking about it. So my dad was a combat wounded veteran, and he kind of inspired the whole thing. My father always told me, your rewards in life will be directly reflected by how many people that you help. So he made it really clear. You have to help people, and if you help people, then you'll do well. And even as a young boy, I can remember it was very clear, you know, like, so my reward in life will be directly reflected by how many people that I help. And so that's a motto that I live by all the time. And I'm always trying to help people, and whether if they're disabled or whatever it is, and we all have a responsibility to do that. And by doing that, you are going to get your wealth and get your happiness and get everything that you want. Now, my father is the founder of GlobalBoost. The mission he inspired is the mission to help wounded veterans. In America, or in the US, we send our boys to war all the time, right? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. We send them to war, and then we send them back again, and then back again. And it's, you know, guys are pulling 8 tours. 8 tours. Guys, this was unheard of. I mean, this is something that's developed over the last couple of decades. You go back more than that, and you know, you do 1 tour, you do 2 tours, and then they come back, and of course they have post-traumatic stress disorder. Who wouldn't? You just spent, you know, a couple of years doing a bunch of crazy stuff, you know? And so that's something that we have to deal with in the US, and I'm sure it's something that you guys have to deal with as well. And it's important that we have something for them that helps them out. So my family has a long history of military service. We've served in every war, every major war, since we landed in the US, and that was a long time ago when we came from Europe. So we are committed to this, and as you see with our blinded veterans and our other disabled people that we brought with us, we're totally committed to it, and we're totally committed to making a difference and using that and using the blockchain for these philanthropic measures. So these are a couple of my guys here. That was an event we did recently. We had a big weekend, and these guys are absolutely fantastic guys. The one there on the left has 2 glass eyes. He's out there playing hockey with 2 glass eyes, guys. 2 glass eyes. Nothing else but 2 glass eyes. You can't see a doggone thing. Nothing. He's out there playing hockey. I think sometimes in the hustle and bustle of life, and with the 10% fiat to Bitcoin value swings, people get greedy. And you know, in one respect, greed is great. It can be very good. Greed can power a lot of things. But in another respect, greed can be bad. And you know, you want to keep that in check and make sure that you're doing things for the right reason and helping people. I'm here to tell you that life is bigger than just yourself. It's bigger than your Bitcoin wallet. And if you help people, you are going to get everything that you want. You help people and you will get it. For me, I wanted to raise some money in order to bring some of the blind hockey players to Europe. And so I knew I wanted to do it, and I told the guys, hey, I'm going to bring you guys to Europe, and we're going to play blind hockey, and we're going to spread this great sport to a part of the world that has never had it before. And this is where the power of suggestion comes in, and the power of moving forward and speaking things into reality. So I told the guys, I said, hey, I'm going to bring you to Europe, and we're going to play blind hockey, and I'm going to bring you there, and it's going to be the 21st through the 26th of March. And I had no idea really how I was going to do it, other than my own power of suggestion and moving forward and making it happen. And so that's how you do it, okay? And so when Karina and Elena contacted me about coming to Moscow and coming to Kiev, I thought to myself, wow, you know, could this really be happening? Like, here's a great opportunity. I'll be there anyway, and I can do this. And wow. And so I kept my head down and I worked on it, and I told everybody I was working on it, and I kept my eye on the goal, and I was able to put it together, and here we are. But just think about that, right? I even said the dates. I said the dates. They're in like one of the bulletins, and I mean, there they are. And that is the power of suggestion. So remember that when you're speaking about your company or when you're speaking about your ICO or promoting it, set your big goals, say what you're going to do, work towards the goal, and it'll happen. Keep your eye on the goal, and it'll happen. One of the things my father used to tell me is that if you can, then you must. And you know, if you think about that saying, it's very powerful. If you can, then you must. Now, how many times have you been able maybe to do something, or you've seen people that have been able to do something and they didn't do it, right? And you could have made a huge difference, and you didn't do it. And it's so important. If you can do something, then you have to do it. And that's a motto that I live by every day. And it's what's taken me to the farthest reaches of the earth. It's what's taken me to China, almost getting killed in Croatia, but making it out alive. And it's brought me here with you in Kiev, in this great city, and to be standing here with you today. And so if you can, then you must. You want to keep that in mind moving forward. So one of the guys that I spoke to, because of course I wanted to bring all the guys, and of course I somewhat sponsored it, of course, by the Blockchain Day and the Amazing Event Machine, which is such a wonderful organization, guys. They are really great. They throw on some great events too. I mean, they really are fantastic. But of course I needed more money, so I'm reaching out to people and I'm talking to people, and one of the guys I ran across was Blockbed. And I spoke to Gabe Govinda, and he is the director of Blockbed, and I told him what I wanted to do, and I wanted to bring the blind people, bring them to Kiev and bring them to Europe and spread the sport. And he was in. He was right in. Blockbed. So they are looking for $500,000 to $750,000 in funding to take their exchange big time. Okay, they're an Australian-based outfit, and I endorse these guys. They have a team of like 15 or 20 people. They're totally awesome. And you know, a little bit of Bitcoin and maybe a couple of ETH coins later, and we were in business, and I was buying plane tickets for the guys, and that's how it worked. But I had my eye on the goal. Once I had my tickets to come, I said, okay, and I just started working, and it only took 5 days, guys, and I didn't have to give them any global boost. I didn't have to give them any boosty, nothing. They wanted to do it. So it's important to set the goals and to work towards the goal, and then to recognize the people that helped you out. And that's one of the reasons why I mentioned Elena and Karina, and you know, Mikhail is like, he's great, and the Blockchain Day, and these guys with the Amazing Event Machine, these guys are really, really tops. Just a little bit more about Blockbed. And again, they're looking for $500,000 to $700,000 of funding, $750,000 for 15 to 20% equity in the company. And if you're interested, we can talk afterwards, and we can also talk about getting everything registered in the US and everything. Of course, they're in Australia, so they're using this stuff. they're going to trade the highest number of cryptocurrencies of any exchange out there. And their plan is to go decentralized. They're not going to be decentralized in the beginning, but they are going to go decentralized, and that is the plan. And they're going to take all these coins and a lot of these tokens that maybe you guys have and that aren't on an exchange and give people an opportunity to trade them. And you know, that's one thing. I don't really, I don't think it's the best idea to manipulate the price and this and that and the other. You let things settle where they may, the buys and the sells, let it happen. And that's his motto as well. You're going to let things move forward and give people a chance to buy and sell these cryptocurrencies. They're the first Australian cryptocurrency exchange to operate under the AUSTRA guidelines, and they're operating on a very fast network, the fastest exchange network, and that is Blockbed. And they are the big sponsor of the Blind Hockey Kiev. So when you see the guys back here with the jerseys on, you can see, and I hope I did the city justice with the background. I had never been here before, but I got your statue and everything in there. I hope you guys like it. You beat 80% of the people just by showing up. So for all the guys back here in the back with the companies that have spent a bunch of money to be here, and for all you guys who came here to participate and to sell your product and everything else, guys, you beat 80% of everybody just by coming, okay? 80% you beat by coming, 10% you beat by being prepared, and the other 10% is it's a dogfight. During the time between when I told the blind hockey team we were coming and this moment right now, there were a lot of obstacles that came up. There were many people who tried to stop this from happening. I mean, believe it or not. They tried to stop a bunch of disabled people from embarking on one of the most amazing journeys of their life, maybe the only chance they'll ever get to do it, or certainly the only chance they've ever had to do this. And you keep moving forward. And that's just life. That's the way it is. There's always going to be people that try to stop you. But here I am, and the team, some of the team is here, and we're going to play some blind hockey, and we're going to promote GlobalBoost. We're going to promote disabled sports. We're going to promote helping people. We were going to help people that are less fortunate. We're going to spread the disabled sport to Kiev, to the Ukraine, to Russia. I'm not sure if you caught any of the Paralympics, but they were right after the Olympics. And I'm telling you guys, one day I'm going to take these guys to the Paralympic Games. Blind hockey is not in the Paralympics. I need 10 teams in order to petition the Paralympics to take on blind hockey as a sport. And I think we can do it. And we start one here, and we start one in Russia. I got Canada, US, that's 4 already. I think we can just travel around Europe this summer, and we should be able to get everybody, right? So that's we're going to do it. I'll be there. These guys will be there. I'm going to take them. Blockchain technology, changing the world one bit at a time. There is no other technology that has changed the world in recent history more than blockchain. The Bitcoin technology has not only completely revolutionized the internet, it's torn down borders, it's unseated the bankers, and it's created an open source revolution that is feeding the world. And feeding the world is exactly what we must do. For as long as I can remember, the bankers and the governments could shut down whoever they wanted by controlling the movement of money and freezing assets. And if they don't like you, or they don't like that you're spreading truths or lies, they can shut you down. The global cabal can shut you down, and this is evident today, even as more governments are handing out sanctions. And you know, Bitcoin is currently pretty much, as you know, I would say sanction-proof. The open source blockchain powered by the worldwide network of computers currently provides a way for people to continue to operate and to continue to do what they love the most. And it's you talk to a lot of the guys, and it'll be interesting to see what the next 10 years hold, okay, for blockchain. It's already, we can see with the influence of certain people that I'll get to next, and how they've used it we can see what's happened in Spain, and stuff like that. So we have Mr. Julian Assange. Freedom for truth, freedom for tyrannical governments. I'll read you his tweet. He says, "My deepest thanks to the US government, Senator McCain and Senator Lieberman for pushing the Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, American Express, money brokers et al. Into erecting an illegal banking blockade against WikiLeaks. Starting in 2010, it caused us to invest in Bitcoin with a 50,000% return." Now, it's probably the best thing that he could have done. Julian Assange, the WikiLeaks founder, held hostage at the Ecuadorian embassy in London. Would he be able to do what he's been able to do without Bitcoin? I don't think so. I don't think he would be able to be such a powerful force for good and for truth and for letting us know what's going on if it wasn't for Bitcoin and if he hadn't been able to amass this amazing wealth that he's been able to do and keep it out of the hands of this global cabal. Assange was an early adopter of Bitcoin because the US and others, of course, were freezing his assets. He had no choice but to look at the open source blockchain. And it's something that's paid off in millions of dollars. And Assange, of course, now uses it to spread the truth. Censorship. Freedom from government censorship. The blockchain is going to provide us with that. It already is providing us with that. Freedom from censorship. The way that the blockchain has torn down borders and entry into markets, it has also the power to tear down the censorship. To record the history in a form that can never be altered. Think about that. It's important. These kids today, guys, I can tell you the kids in the US schools, they don't know why the first two world wars happened. And if you go back 100 years, 200 years, a millennia, nobody has any idea. And what's happened is, of course, the history has been able to be rewritten. We have people that like to rewrite history. And the blockchain gives us a way that we can record the history and for it to be there. And I think that as that moves forward, it's going to be another dawn of an era. You can look 50 years or 20 years. I know it just seems like so far ahead. But what we're recording now is still going to be there. And the blockchain is going to be powering a lot of things. I'll take a couple of questions, but I just want to thank everybody. I wanted to tell you guys to keep mining, okay? I want you to go to my websites, sign up at the one that's the .st, sign up, make an account, post, hook up your VK account, hook up your Facebook, hook up your Twitter, all right? Contact me on Telegram, contact me on Twitter. I want to thank the entire staff at the Amazing Event Machine for making the Blockchain Day possible. And for all your hard work to get myself here and to get the blind athletes here in Kiev. I really appreciate it, and they really appreciate it as well. It's also been wonderful to get to know my fellow speakers. Guys, it's been absolutely fantastic to get to know these guys. These are an amazing group of people. You've heard them all day. You're going to hear the next couple of speakers. They have an amazing experience, and they're going to share it with you. And, take note, because these are guys that have been in this space for a long time. And they really know what they're talking about. I thank you guys for your kindness and your hospitality, and I hope we speak together at another blockchain event soon. To the event organizers and sponsors, many people are touched by the work that you do. It's an amazing thing, It's not to be taken lightly. For my part, I will do whatever I can to support you guys in whatever way. Thanks for giving me the forum to speak on what's most important to me. And I really enjoyed it. So I think I would like to, if anybody has any questions, I would love to answer some questions.
Yeah, good. Мы переходим к question and answer session. У кого есть вопросы, поднимайте руку. Сейчас наша помощница подлетит, или я с микрофоном. Yes, please.
Neon miner. If you use the neon miner, where do you send your coins or where do they go?
Well, if you use a neon miner, you can use your GlobalBoost address, or you can just put your Bitcoin address in there. So you can do your neon miner, and you can hook it up with like a Z-Pool or with the hashrefinery.com, and just use your Bitcoin address, and it'll just mine away and send the money right to your Bitcoin address.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, you please.
Hello, Bruce. Thank you very much for the presentation. Very inspirational, especially insight about the power of suggestion. So the question is for the regulations for the United States exchanges. You say they would have to register with every state, and that Blockbed kind of is another way how to use it with the biggest number of coins. Will they have more coins than the Binance?
Yes, so Blockbed's plan is to really, and thank you for your question and for your compliments, I really appreciate it. So Blockbed is, they want to have basically all the cryptocurrencies that are available out there. And as far as the regulation in the US, yes, it is, it's a big thing. And actually, a lot of it has come because of this whole ICO process. Because, you know, once you get, as I say, the moms and the dads that decide, all right, I'm going to throw my money in here and throw my money in there, and if they lose their money, then of course you get the regulators involved. Right now, New York is the hardest one, okay, but each different state, and as I mentioned, it's about $500,000 to do it. Just the paperwork alone is about $300,000 to get each different state, and all these exchanges are going to have to do that. You know, they're operating basically kind of on the deep, as they say. Did I answer your question? Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. We've got some questions from the Facebook
great.
on our page, yes. Right now we're going to see them over here. Правильно ли я понимаю, что каждый филантроп должен понимать, куда уходят его деньги, но многим это не важно. Зачем им это? If I am right, every single philanthrop have to realize where their money goes. Does it really important for these people? What do you think?
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
So every single philanthrop, when he sends somewhere money, he have to realize where this money goes. But for a lot of people, of those, it doesn't really matter. What do you think? What for?
Okay, I guess I just don't understand the question. I want to ask again. But so they want to know where it goes, or they know it's public?
Mostly they don't know.
And that is, well, if you're talking about anonymous, the blockchain is really not anonymous, guys. It can be used anonymously, and there's certain ways that you can use the blockchain anonymously, but by its nature, it's a public ledger. It's a public ledger system. Did I answer that? I hope I answered that question.
I'm not pretty sure what
Okay.
was the mission.
If you can tweet me, the question later, and I'll certainly answer it more clearly if I have a better understanding.
Okay, still, как вам пришла идея использовать блокчейн в сфере благотворительности? How did you came up with an idea to use the blockchain in the charity field?
Well, you know, I'm in Washington, D.C. Thank you for the question. I'm in Washington, D.C., and you know, there's a reason why people become lobbyists in DC. It's because you end up having a lot of power. You have a lot of access to people. The regulators and very important people are your neighbors. They're your clients. They are, you know, your kids' friends. And so for me, I always just wanted to help people, and I had the opportunity to help people. And I'm the only guy with the blockchain in Washington, D.C. I can tell you that. So it was always a natural fit for me, and I also believe that if you have a company or an idea or a blockchain that you're promoting, to marry it up with some sort of idea or charitable initiative is a very good idea, because just like when I called Blockbed might not have given me the money, you know, if I wasn't using it to do something philanthropic. And so this is why this is why I do it. I think it's very important, and I hope to spread that to everybody. That's the importance of it.
Okay, thank you so much. Do we have questions from the floor? If no, we have. In which currency? The question is in which currency? Well, the last one, there are two. One, in which currency it is better to make the input, yeah?
To make what?
Вложить to input. To invest, yeah, to invest. And the second question is name 5 problems which you are facing when you are giving the money to charity with the help of blockchain.
Okay. So we'll take the first one. What I think is the best to invest in are these penny blockchains. That's what I think. I think you should diversify. I think if you want to invest in some ICOs, that's also a great idea. You have some great ICOs that are here. I've gotten to meet a lot of them. It's a great idea. But as far as you want to do both, I think these penny blockchains, it's going to be hard to lose, guys. It's going to be really hard to lose. I think probably Bitcoin will pump back up high again near the end of this year. And you're going to have an opportunity to buy in at 1 or 2 or 3 cents for these great companies and ride that up to 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 cents or more. And that is a huge, huge return on your investment. Whereas if you just bought Bitcoin, you know, it might go up 100% even, but that's just 100%. So I think that these penny blockchains are the most important. I think that of course, I'm an advocate of the Yesscript because it's one of mine, but it keeps things decentralized and people are able to participate in it. And I think blockchains and currencies that are kind of adopting that, so you don't have the mass holdings of maybe just the big miners. To me, those are going to be the big winners. Now, as far as the 5 hardest
5 problems, yeah.
5 problems
you're facing when you are...
Well, number 1 is that people don't understand what blockchain is. so
okay.
That's the number 1. The number 2 is I think a lot of people in this space are trying to raise money, and you want to get the idea across to them. And I hope you guys see what I did for Blockbed today, and I really hooked them up. Right? I talked about them. I said they're great guys. They are great guys. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't believe it. But so I think so that's would be the second one. It was of course that everyone is trying to raise money for their own things, and then maybe there is some barriers of entry, like people are still a little scared of being involved maybe publicly with the blockchain, and I think a lot of that will change, and that's what I always talk about with the regulation. For us, for companies like GlobalBoost and other companies that are going to get regulated in the U.S. market and probably the Russian market coming up, we'll have some growing pains, but it's going to be great for us. It'll be really great. It's going to legitimize everything, and people are going to feel like they can invest in your company and safely, and that the government's not going to come after them, and they can do it safely.
Well,
I'm going to skip on the other 2. So those are 3.
Yeah, I guess.
Thank you for
top 3. That's
yes,
good.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Once again, give it up to Bruce Porter. Друзья, аплодисменты, Bruce Porter.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your dedication and for being today with us.